Hello to my Rockstar parents and Rockstar students. It's Miss Ferreira checking in again and also to do another day of Number Corner with you. As you can see, things look a little different today. I am trying to use the digital things that I have on my computer that were offered through our math program. And here we have on my screen the March calendar. Now, parents, this part is for you. I just want to update you with different types of patterns that you will see on this calendar. Boys and girls, feel free to teach your parents as well. And if you forget some of them, don't worry about it. We haven't been in school for a few days, so I just want to do a little review with you. There are three types of patterns on this March calendar. One pattern is the type of clock that appears on each of the date number cards. So here we have analog, 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 digital. Analog, 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 digital. So that pattern continues throughout the whole month of March. The second pattern you'll notice is it involves all of the analog clocks, and it's the color of the clock. Red, yellow, green, brown. Red, yellow, green, brown. And it continues throughout the whole month of March. And the third type of pattern, it actually involves how much time goes by on each clock. So that's where I'm going to go really into detail to show you that type of pattern. So here on the first, it's showing 12 o'clock. The hour hand and the minute hand are both pointing to 12. When we move to the 2nd of March, you notice some time went by. The minute hand moved all the way down to the 6. And now that hour hand is between the 12 and the 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my clock here match up with March the 1st. And you'll see the digital time here, 12 o'clock. And you can keep your eyes down here too, because it'll tell us how much time has gone by. I'm going to move the minute hand around the clock until it points to from the 12 until it points to the 6. That way it matches March the 2nd. And I'm going to count by 5s. That way we can see how many minutes have gone by. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 minutes have gone by, and it even says it down here, keeps track for us. So instead of 12 o'clock, now our clock shows 12:30. Here's the analog, here's the digital. Boys and girls, if you remember me talking about this in class, we can look at that hour hand. It's right in between the 12 and the 1. It's not quite touching that 1 yet, so we cannot say it's 1:30. It's just past the 12, so it's 12:30. So for this first part of the pattern, only half an hour goes by. I'm going to reset this, and we'll take a look at the next day. So it said 12:30. If we go to the 3rd, that minute hand has moved again all the way up to the 12. So I'm going to move my minute hand all the way up to the 12 to see how much time goes by this time. And if you notice too, that hour hand was between the 12 and the 1. Now it's pointing directly at the 1. So let's see if I can get my clock over here to match it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So another 30 minutes have gone by, and instead of it being 12:30, now it's 1 o'clock. Now we're going to go from the 3rd to the 4th. This is where the pattern changes. It went 30 minutes, 30 minutes, but now you notice that minute hand is pointing to the 12 on both of them. But instead of the 1 for the hour hand, that hour hand is now pointing at the 2. So we have to go around the clock one whole time for it to point to that 12 again, and we're going to watch to see that hour hand moving closer and closer till it gets to the 2. We're going to count by 5s again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 60 minutes went by, but if you look down here, oh, I didn't reset it. I apologize. 1 whole hour went by. 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So it went from 1 o'clock now to 2 o'clock. So I'm going to go back here and show you this pattern with the amount of time goes by. 30 minutes, 1 hour. And it will continue. And feel free to pause the video to go over it with your child at home as well. I'm just going to go through it really quickly so we can try to predict what comes next today. 30 minutes, 1 hour. 30 minutes, 1 hour. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. So with that pattern, feel free to pause it at any time. We're trying to figure out how much time has gone by to reveal for today, the 20th. And if you made your predictions already, great. If not, pause it and then resume it because I'm about to tell you. All right, so the next part of the pattern here, I'm going to get my clock now. I'm going to reset this. I'm going to make it match the 19th, which was yesterday, and it's showing 12 o'clock. So I'm going to go back. Looks like I have to reset it again. All right, so we have 12 o'clock. It matches the 19th. And if you predicted 30 minutes go by, I'm going to move my minute hand 30 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the next clock should say 12:30. And if we look at the type of the clock for the pattern, analog, 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 the next clock should be, feel free to pause it if you want. It should be a digital. We just don't know what type of digital because if you notice the digitals that we have seen already on the March calendar, those are changing. So we just don't know what kind of digital it is yet. All right, so I'm going to flip this over to see what we have here for Friday, March the 20th, 2020. Let's flip this over. And it is another digital. And it does show 12:30. I'm sorry, I can't really zoom it in too much, but it does show 12:30 on this microwave clock. So it does have another half hour go by on this clock. While we're at it, since we're not in school on the weekends, I'm going to do the next clock with you. Parents, feel free to pause it to have a little discussion on the patterns, what clock would come next, what color, and also how much time goes by. So tomorrow, Saturday, we have Saturday. Let me just move my screen here. There we go. Saturday, March the 21st, 2020. And I'm going to click on this card here and flip it over. And we have another analog clock, and it's red. It's starting the pattern all over again. So it went from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. I'm going to make my clock match it. I'm going to reset it. And I'm going to make mine match for 1 o'clock, but we're going to count to see how much time goes by. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So another 30 minutes have gone by to make it show 1 o'clock. All right, I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. After the 21st, I'm going to do Sundays with you as well. So it's Sunday, March the 22nd, 2020. And we have a red analog clock. So let's try to make our predictions. What type of clock will come next, what color, and what time. So we had a half hour. So try to think how much time goes by. I'm going to click on this card now. And we're going to reveal for the 22nd. We have a yellow analog clock. So it went from 1 o'clock now to 2 o'clock. The hour hand is pointing at the 2. The minute hand is pointing at that 12. I'm going to bring this clock back up again. And I want this one to match for the 22nd. We're going to go around the whole clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So one whole hour went by, which is 60 minutes. Now, boys and girls, I want you to think about over the weekend. When we come to Monday, I want you to try to make a prediction. What type of clock it's going to be, what color the clock is going to be, and also what time the clock is going to say and how much time has gone by on it. All right, so that's our calendar for our number corner. I'm going to now switch over here, and we have our days in school chart. As you notice, I filled this all in for us already. It's just not colored in. I don't have that ability to do that. But we can just point to this chart and say 100 because there are 100 boxes on this grid. They go up in columns of 10. So if we want, we can count them by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And if you notice that this is cut in half here, when we got to that point, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that's half of this chart. So we know that 50 is half of 100. So this whole chart is filled in. We can just point to it and say 100 and not count every single box in that chart. Then we had to start filling in another chart because we're in school more than 100 days. So we have here two columns of 10 filled in. So we ended with 100. Now we're going to count up by tens, continuing 110, 120, 121, 122. I have to put another X for today. So after 122, today must be 123. So today is the 123rd day of the school year. I'm going to now switch over to how many days in school. If you notice, I put some 10 rods here and a couple other down here in another color, and I will explain why in a minute. We're going to count these by 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. After I got to 100, I wanted to change the color of it. 110, 120. Then we have some little ones left over here. 121, 122. And now I'm going to add another one for today. 123. So here we have one whole group of 100. Let me change this color again for you so I can circle it. We have one big group of 100 because we counted it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I'm going to write a 1 in blue to match it. And then, because we have one group of 10, we have some 10 rods left over here. There are 2 red 10 rods there. So I'm going to put a number 2 next for 2 groups of 10 left over. So we have one group of 100, 2 groups of 10, and then we can count these little ones left over. 1, 2, 3. So I'll change that color to match it as well. 3 ones left over. So it makes the number 123 for 123 days of the school year. All right, boys and girls, so on Monday, we'll be coming back to do the next day of the calendar and to add another day for the school year. But also, I have another little something to add as well. If you remember, we had a spinner this month with some coins. So we have a little interactive spinner here. So every day next week, I have a row for each day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll spin this each day to see what it lands on, and we will add the coins and write down how much money we have, and we can see how much we save for the whole week. Thank you so much for tuning in to Number Corner. I hope you are enjoying these videos, and I hope you like this digital one that I did today. Have a great weekend, everybody. I miss my little rock stars, so rock on! Bye!